Hey everybody, welcome to Trailer Trash Podcast, where every week we watch a movie trailer, but we haven't done it in months. And this week we watched Solo, a Star Wars story, the new Han Solo movie coming out. I'm here with three kind of new people. Some people have done podcasts, maybe we haven't published them.
Sample podcast.
Our first guest or member is Adam.
Hello.
We don't do last names, by the way.
Okay, Adam. It is.
Hi, Adam.
Yeah.
Thank
We
you.
got Eric
Adam.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Eric.
and Chris.
Hello.
Hello there.
Okay,
Hello there.
Like an AA meeting in here.
all right, let's get right into it. Yeah, so are you? Everyone here is going to go see it in theaters.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Day one.
Okay, so we could just skip right past that.
Yeah.
Let's go with your favorite part of the trailer. Adam, you first.
Favorite part? I'm gonna have to say probably I'm expecting like some sort of training montage when he's denied from the flight academy. Not like an 80s style montage, but like
like Rocky.
yeah, no, not like Rocky,
It's
but
the
like
Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah,
It's the thrill.
but on a space western.
Well,
theme,
he's gonna
yeah.
fly, so.
Okay. So that was your favorite part, but it
I
was
got you.
in the trailer.
A little bit when he was on like the thing with the spires growing out of the ground, and then he did his thing in the snow.
Okay.
I guess.
I didn't watch the same trailer as you.
Stop.
I don't even remember that part. All right, Eric.
My favorite part's kind of nerdy. I like the fact that he was talking about dropping out of the flight academy. That's something that was from the extended universe that they're now bringing back into canon. That he dropped out of the flight academy because he wanted to be a stormtrooper. I like the fact that they're just reintegrating that into a movie form.
Okay, Chris.
I thoroughly enjoyed Lando. I like the look of young Lando. Who is it? Glover?
Donald Glover, yeah.
Donald Glover. He pulls it off well. I'm excited to see his backstory as well in this.
Good choice. I was excited about that when I saw him. Yeah, mine was at the very end of the trailer where he says, I thought we were in trouble for a second, but it's fine. We're fine. And then I don't know if they cut it because they could have cut this trailer to make it look like they were okay, and then they see that giant space octopus or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's common in so many Star Wars movies where the tentacles are flinging around and where a mouth is closing and they have to fly through it. Or
There's always a bigger fish.
Yeah.
oh God, please! Oh my God, I forgot. Chris's favorite
now.
trilogy is the prequels.
Episode 3. It's
No.
the best one.
Oh,
That's
God,
true.
that's the worst of the three.
Uh,
Well, I don't know.
Okay. No.
It
Episode
has less
2.
Jar Jar and young Anakin, so
Yeah.
episode
Episode 1
two's
made me
the
pretty
worst.
upset.
No,
It's definitely episode 2.
2 is
Anyways.
the worst.
okay. Worst parts, Adam. I forgot to write mine down. Adam. Worst part.
I wasn't too sure about the worst part, although if we're gonna like sort of do a foreseeing thing,
Sure.
I'm thinking that
You do
probably
whatever you want.
I'm thinking some of the backstory is gonna bore like the normal fan because this isn't like part of like it's like Rogue One. So
Okay.
I think it might bore some of the people to not be like engaged in the action, like getting some of the backstory to young Solo's life. That's what
Okay.
I'm predicting, and that factored into my prediction.
Eric.
Space Kraken. I didn't like it.
Oh, the space octopus.
Yeah, I did not like that.
I was gonna write that down.
It seems the fact that there's the Millennium Falcon. It can go light speed, or even if it's not going light speed, it can go pretty damn fast.
Wait, it's faster than light.
Oh,
speed.
hyperspace.
Hyperspace.
That,
Jumps to
that,
hyperspace,
you know what I
yes.
mean? Yeah, it goes very, very fast. How big is this space octopus that they can't just? It just doesn't seem. I can't say realistic because it's Star Wars, but it just seems so out of the realm of
I see what you're saying.
like something that makes sense. Like I can get behind the Force, I can't get behind giant space octopus.
Yeah, like when you have a sci-fi movie and you disconnect yourself from reality for that movie, but then something in the movie is like, all right, no,
This seems a little
I'm not
too
buying that.
outrageous because it's like it. First of all, that thing can't exist, but if it does exist, it can't be that big of a
It's
threat.
Star Wars. It totally could exist.
Well, we have to be sensible based on the universe. So
Yeah.
Pull the mic closer.
It totally could exist. I'm I'm kind of hoping that that's like part of the Kessel Run. I'm hoping to see that. In the
Oh,
movie. I really want to see
that's
the
a
Kessel
good
Run.
point. That's a good point.
I'm thinking that it may because it was dangerous to do.
Gosh,
Like,
that's got to be
why,
it.
I think it's
That's
the Kessel
gotta be
Run.
it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the whole thing's going to be about.
So
probably.
he's going to make the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs.
Yes.
But here's the thing. How is he going to do it in that distance?
You see, they're going to have to fix that.
I don't know how they're going to do it because they screwed up in the 70s, and a
They
parsec
gotta
is a
stick
unit
with
of a measure of distance, not a measure of time.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah, it works. It works. He went closer to like a.
no,
Yep.
it would be the same as saying I ran the quarter mile in 15 feet. That's exactly what it's saying.
Exactly.
It's not like ounces. It just
No,
people
it's
just say.
he just took a shortcut that was more dangerous.
Well, you do know
With giant
that
space
in Star
octopuses,
Wars,
perhaps.
they used
Yeah,
the
but
imperial system.
they meant it as
measurement.
a system of
Not metric.
time measurement. Like I made the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs because I would imagine they were like, oh, a parsec sounds kind of like a second.
It's a fancy word.
I don't know.
George Lucas is like space.
Anyways.
My worst part, if I had to think of one, would be we've all known Han Solo, and his story starts in A New Hope, where they find him in the cantina, and they're like, "Hey, you're a slummy guy. Like, give us a ride." And then he just gets kind of brought into the whole Star Wars story and becomes one of our heroes. But now they're making a backstory that is going to try to turn him into a hero.
A hero already.
Where
Somehow he's going to be a scumbag.
he's not a well-known person. Like in the sequels that we have now, everyone knows him as, General Solo or Han Solo. You're the Han Solo. And it's just kind of like, okay, no matter what they do, it's a classic prequel where no matter what they do, you know how it's going to end up, and you know that he's a no-name person.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of doesn't really matter.
From a storytelling perspective, they're going to have to, well, I don't know if they'll do this, but there's going to somehow have his character, he's going to have to grow as a character, but still end up being the kind of scummy kind of guy.
Yeah.
So it's like,
because there was a transition.
Are we going to like him? Are we going to like him in this movie? Or
Well,
is
of course, they're
going
going to make it's Disney, and they're going to it's Star
They're
Wars.
Are they
they're
going to
turn it into we're going to like him in the movie. But the point of it is like his character transformation didn't, or his, emotional transition didn't happen until A New Hope.
Yeah.
When he came back and helped Luke.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That happened in A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, I think they're gonna try to hit on that when he says he got kicked out for having a mind of his own. So I think they're gonna lay that as like him trying to play to like the rebellious youth angle of it. So trying to sell people on that. I think
Well, you know what I mean though. Like about they're gonna turn him into a hero for this movie.
Mm.
But it can't be too much of a hero because he's a no-name dirtbag when we meet him in years.
Who somehow is hanging out with Chewbacca, who's like been in like every war for the past like forever,
Yeah, how did Chewie go from the prequels to being Han Solo's?
Well, the extended universe explained it as he was being traded for slavery, and Han Solo saved him from the slave trade, and then Wookiees, they have like a life debt. So he's sticking around with Han, but Han's just like, you're just my friend. So he's basically Chewie has a life debt to Han.
Okay.
I don't know if that's what they're going to do here. It's possible that they're going to do it because they're taking the Flight Academy thing that was from that. So that might be what happened. That's actually what I'm predicting will happen, but I don't know.
What do you predict it's going to make at the box office opening weekend?
Me?
Sure.
What did I write? 140 million.
140. Adam.
I said 147.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's written down.
I believe you, Chris.
145.
Wow.
Oh, that's what I said.
We've got a close shot group.
A little less than Rogue One.
Yeah, well, we're screwed.
It's like the price is right.
We're screwed. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, that's okay.
Now I hope it makes no money just so I can win this.
Okay. Do you guys want to talk about any notes you have? Like the fact that Khaleesi's in this movie?
Yeah, Khaleesi was
the Mother of
to me.
Dragons?
Yeah, the Mother of Dragons and Breaker. Yeah, I thought that was
Breaker of
interesting.
Chains.
Yeah,
Misa of the Grassy. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't have to do all that. But I thought it was interesting that they're bringing in some bigger names for this when usually it's Star Wars that makes the names.
The guy that's playing Han though is a no name, right? I've never
I
seen him
I don't know
before.
what he's from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, they've got Amelia Clark, obviously
Yeah.
Khaleesi. They've got Donald Glover,
Yeah, he's good.
Woody Harrelson, and Thandie Newton. You mentioned from Westworld, not Waterworld.
Yeah, he was
Waterworld.
Yeah, I want to see what Han Solo has also been in. It says Hail Caesar. I've heard of it, never seen it. Beautiful Creatures, heard of it, never seen it. Yeah, so he's kind of a in my book, he's a no name.
Yeah.
On the Star Wars podcast, Harrison Ford, he was asked, "Oh, are you excited to see yourself or to see a different person play Han Solo in a new movie?" And he's like, "No, not really." So, but then George Lucas was there, and he's like, "Should you have said that?" And so then he clarified, he's like, "Well, I mean, sure, I'm excited about it, but I don't think Harrison Ford is excited to see this movie, nor is he excited to see really any Star Wars movie." But
Yeah, I don't think he was ever.
he's not a Star Wars fan.
I don't think he's ever a Star Wars
He and
fan.
Carrie Fisher are like, well, she was not nerds. They were not nerds. Mark Hamill, kind of a nerd, kind of a big nerd. not as much as some people, but so before this trailer, I had nothing but I was not gonna like this movie. Now I'm like, I might like this movie, but I had zero expectations.
I missed it during the Super Bowl, and I heard that I had missed it. Like while I was watching the Super Bowl, like, oh, they just had the Solo trailer.
I thought it was a Tide ad.
And then,
well, that's
for
what it
Tide
was.
Pods.
Yeah.
And then I didn't see it till I want to say yesterday, which was 5 days later.
Well, when it hit,
it wasn't something that like piqued my interest. Even though I'm a pretty big Star Wars fan. Yeah. I just I don't know. I was like, okay, here's another filler movie in between the actual episode between 8 and 9 now.
The fact that it's coming out in May and not December, like all of the past recent ones have, or I don't know if the originals did, but the past recent ones have all come out in December. This makes it seem, oh yeah, we're just throwing out a movie in May.
Well, here's the other thing: they've been like hopscotching with episode 7 came out, and then we had Rogue One the next Christmas, and then we had episode 8 this last Christmas. So I thought they were going to keep doing that every Christmas season. But now they've got a Memorial Day one coming out, which makes me think that episode 9 might take a little longer, and they might release another intermediate movie in between.
So you don't think episode 9 is coming out?
We've got our Jar Jar.
We've got our Jar Jar origin
Kenobi.
story.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to have a Kenobi story?
I'm thinking it'd be Kenobi.
Or do you think, because I heard that we're going to have the bounty hunter story.
Ooh, yeah.
Now here's the thing.
Yeah.
I would not
want
to see Boba Fett. I would want to see the Jango Fett story.
Yeah.
Do you know the Jango Fett story? It's not a story that
the Jedi would tell you. That's the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise.
the Jango Fett story.
Story of what?
The Jango Fett story. He was a bounty hunter, and he went on this crazy quest by Darth Tyrannus, which was Count Dooku. And after he had killed all of these, Jedi and people he was supposed to hunt down, he finds out that it was all a test to find the ultimate warrior, and then they were going to use him as the model for the clone army.
Is that canon?
It was the Bounty Hunter video game, and I think it was canon before Disney bought it.
So it's not canon.
So it's not canon. But it's a very popular story.
Yeah.
Well,
they've been taking bits and pieces from the old
in all honesty, I mean,
Thrawn is back.
I played through it. It was a very interesting story.
Yeah.
It would definitely make for a phenomenal movie. He goes to a prison planet, and that's where he gets Slave One, his ship.
Mm-hmm.
And then he asks for an unaltered clone, and that's Boba.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how Boba Fett comes around.
Yeah,
he loses his head over that.
So I just thought of an interesting prediction that we could try to make for the next episode. We'll say that comes out. What do we think the next weird shaped weapon is going to be? Because in episode 1 we had the dual staff for Darth Maul.
Okay.
Then we had the angled one for Count Dooku.
Okay.
That's what made me think of this.
Yeah.
Then we had the skipping ahead. Obviously, we had the broken.
Grievous.
Yeah, Grievous had the weird staff things.
No, he had a bunch of them.
No, he had a bunch of.
No, that was the Magna Guards.
Yeah, the Magna Guards had the.
Well,
staffs.
the most recent one, episode 8, we had. We had that staff or that blade that Finn fights with against
Phasma.
Captain Phasma.
Yeah.
Oh, the most disappointing.
And then we
character.
also had the Imperial
Yeah.
Guards that had some type of
Oh yeah,
like,
with like
Yeah,
the
they have a bunch
webs
of
and
stuff,
like all
different
kinds of crazy
swords. That
stuff.
was
So
wow.
yeah,
they were like the Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles.
The Ninja Turtles of Imperial
Yeah.
Guards. One had a bow staff, and they were like, "Dude, you suck."
Yeah.
They were like, Darth Maul already did that.
Yeah.
Bow staff.
but no, really like looking at it with all the bad guys that they come up with, they try to spice things up with the unique weapons. Cause
So
like,
who's the bad guy? I think I know who.
It's not Jabba.
No, I think it's Paul Bettany. Dyron Voss. He plays a character called Dyron Voss. You know who
He's
Paul
cheating.
Bettany is, right?
Mhm.
He's the he is
Oh,
the
Draco
Vision.
Malfoy.
He's in he's not Draco.
I know.
He's Vision in the Avenger movies.
Oh, okay.
He's been in a ton of stuff. Legion.
Legion, that was a good movie.
He's gonna be the big bad.
He's been in A Knight's Tale, guys. That was an instant classic.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Chaucer did that.
Master and Commander. Didn't he play Darwin? Or I don't know.
Terry is much older than us.
Well, do we know anything about his?
Fucking
Do we know anything about his character
Came out in
in
2003.
Solo?
We were
no.
like 2 in 2003.
Okay.
No, we weren't.
All right. Do you guys have any other notes on anything?
How do you guys feel about Ron Howard?
Directing it?
Little
Directing it.
Ronnie Howard.
I think
Opie Taylor from Mayberry.
Little Opie.
No, he is a great director. He's got some.
Yeah,
really
have
good
you seen
movies.
Arrested Development?
Except for Inferno. Let's not forget.
Okay. Fair enough.
Never
He
forget.
he gets a pass on that one.
Yeah.
He's made a lot of good movies.
Yes.
Okay, so Paul Bettany is playing a crime boss. So that's probably one of the.
I could see it.
Let's see. Okay, so we're going to see the Millennium Falcon. We're going to probably see the card game that he plays against
Lando.
Calrissian, where he wins the Millennium Falcon. Millennium Falcon's all brand new.
Which is in pristine
we see
condition.
the dice inside.
So I assume the fact that it's all brown-ish in the original trilogy is that Han's just a chain smoker.
Yeah, he smokes
Probably.
inside. He smokes indoors.
Yeah, he hotboxes.
It's like, dude, open the window.
Yeah, it's pretty gross in the old movies.
Hotboxes the Millennium Falcon.
It's actually just Chewie. He's just really
He's
dirty.
just breathing.
Yeah.
He's just
He's just really dirty.
It's nothing but.
What else do you guys
Wookiee
think we're going to
sweat.
see here?
Hopefully Chewie wins a medal of some sort.
Because he didn't
win one.
in
Bastards.
Return of the Jedi.
So...
What about Greedo?
Oh,
Greedo? No.
Maybe Greedo will.
Mm.
Is Jabba's probably going to be in this, huh?
I would think he'd.
Hopefully
have
the
some connection
CGI
to
is a
Jabba.
little bit better than it was in
God,
the
I hope so.
remaster.
Oh, that was terrible.
I think our CGI is so good that we can do Grand Moff Tarkin now. He's literally a human being that is dead.
Yeah.
And it looks pretty good. So I'm hoping that.
Did the giant slug that played a Jabba die yet? Why don't they just use the original slug?
The space slug.
The space slug.
Or,
You know, when they
the
brought
Muppets.
Yoda back for Episode 8, it was a Muppet. So
Yoda.
they're doing it right. Whatever they're doing it right.
Mhm.
So I was so happy to see that.
All I hear when I hear Yoda is Miss Piggy, unfortunately. Same guy, Frank Oz.
Mhm.
But I just hear Miss Piggy's voice.
I've never thought of it that way. But
Well, think
thanks
about
for
it.
ruining my
Think about it that
ruining
way.
my childhood and adulthood.
Well, if Jabba's going to be in this movie, I mean, Amy Schumer could use the work.
Oh,
Wow!
wow.
Hashtag Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
Oh, I love her. She's great.
Okay.
Do you actually?
Okay.
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
you would be one of those people.
Wow.
Anyway, anything else, guys?
What about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
Oh yeah, are we gonna see the trip? No, we already saw
No,
that.
we already saw that.
Oh, I wonder if it'll explain why Han knows nothing about the Jedi, even though Chewie was hanging out with Yoda, and he was 10 at the time of the Purge, and
The Purge.
the Purge,
Election
Order
year?
66.
66.
Okay.
Like, how does he not believe in the Jedi? Like, what the?
It's just some hooky religion.
Yeah,
You know, that's very true.
Chewie
It's
hung
like the
out with
Mormons.
Yoda.
Yeah, Chewie has been around so many Jedi, but it's not a story that the
The Jedi.
I like to
Jedi.
think. I like to think that Han can't actually understand Chewie, He just pretends to. He's just been pretending this whole time. She was like, dude, I've been telling you.
In the trailer, he's like, that means yes.
Yeah. He's like, I've been telling you that I know Yoda. And he's like, okay, Chewie. Chewie believes it's hokey pokey too.
Well, it's sort of
It's
like
mumbo jumbo is what he says, which is racist, by the way.
It's sort of like the Jehovah's Witnesses of space, like. Except this time it's going to be Earth Jesus instead of Space Jesus.
Okay.
Because that is a real planet in the Star Wars universe.
Space Jesus is a planet?
No, Zed, where Space Jesus lives.
Yeah, so Woody Harrelson
Yeah.
says the line, hey kid, I'm putting together a crew, which is where Han Solo gets that line.
Han Solo's going to be king of the pilots.
King of the pilots.
He must be a father figure.
Yeah, he's he's Han Solo for this movie. Woody Harrelson's gonna steal the show and be like the big hero of the movie and yeah, no.
Hopefully Woody Harrelson's a better like surrogate father to Han Solo than Han Solo was a father to his kid.
Oh.
That would been...
We know how that ended up.
Well, not how it ended.
Well, we know how their relationship ended.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
He helped his son out at the end. That was cool.
He did. He helped him get closer to Supreme Leader Snoke.
Nice.
That was good. That was nice. It was cute.
It's a good
scene, by the way.
It's a pretty uplifting movie.
Yeah.
I left there pretty happy, yeah.
Okay. Anyone got anything else?
No.
All right. Well,
Yes.
thanks for listening, and catch us again in another 6 months.